Slavia versus Rangers. I don't really know anything about Slavia, but I know Rangers are such a good team with a former English international coach. That he's a coach right now, and Steven Gerrard. Looking forward to see, but I think in the first leg, Rangers gonna take this home. I think they're gonna win 3-1 against Slavia. Tunham versus Dynamo Zagreb. Well, this is gonna be an interesting matching. You know, Dynamo slipped past their past opponent. And Tottenham, I think they're gonna win first leg. I'm confident, but it could go either way. But I think Tottenham will take this home. I think they will win 2-0. 2-0 basically. This will be an interesting match. Villarreal versus Dynamo Cig Kiev, and to be honest, Dynamo slipped past Club Brugge, not by a lot. And Villarreal are such a good team with some of amazing talented players under a coach who's really experienced in the Europa League, has been in the final before. That is Unai Emery. They have Pau Torres in the defense, Dani Parejo. They have Gerard Moreno, and they also have Samuel Chukwueze. Looking forward to see what's going to happen, but I think it will be Villarreal easy win 3-0 first leg. The next matchup will be Granada versus Moldy. Two teams I don't really know much. I know a lot more about Granada. I know Granada have, since I'm a Madrid fan, they have Jesus Vallejo, but they also have Yangel Herrera, who's an absolute great midfielder. 2 goals in the Europa League. And I think he might bring something up because somehow they beat Napoli. I don't know how, but they somehow did. And Molde, I don't know really much about. All I know is that they have all I know that they have Sigurdsson. That's the only player I know. And I think Granada will win 1-0. It will be tough, but I don't really know Molde. So if I underestimated them, I'm sorry, but I just don't know the club. Oh no, that this match is going to be the biggest match in the Europa League round of 16. Man United versus AC Milan. Whew, that's going to be a great matchup between Zlatan Ibrahimovic versus Bruno Fernandes. But Milan, they're doing very great this season. I think they're in first in the Serie A, don't get me wrong. Oh, they're second. And their team they have a futuristic goalkeeper, Gianluigi Donnarumma. Their defense, Theo Hernandez is extremely good, so looking forward to see that. And Kessie, they have Hakan Kanhuglu. I think he's injured. Don't get me wrong. They have Rafael Leao, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Mandzukic hasn't scored a goal yet, so I'll be interested if that really happens. And yeah, Man United also has a pretty good team. They have a really good attack in the midfield. They have Donny van de Beek, Bruno Fernandes, especially Bruno Fernandes. That man is just good. Donny van de Beek hasn't really done anything. Not that I know. He's only scored 1 goal this season. Edison Cavani, Marshall will also be interesting to watch how they will play. I think Man United will win 2-1. That's gonna be a very interesting match, but I'm gonna keep it very realistic. Match Arsenal versus Olympiakos. Arsenal barely passed through the round of 16, almost losing to a big side against Benfica. But don't get me wrong, Arsenal playing an easier side. Benfica is the best club, or second best club in the Portuguese league. Don't get me wrong. Olympiakos is a whole different story. It's the best club in Greece. They're actually really overrated. I should say underrated. but I think they will slip past them, even though this team really barely played the Europa League. Olympiakos, they got knocked in out of the Champions League, and their team is good. They have Ruben Semedo as their defense, and they recently got Socrates. This two defensive duo could be pretty dangerous. Don't get me wrong. And Bruma and Yusuf Arabi in that striker position, and Maso Malbuena. So the other side, even though Arsenal has Saka, Aubameyang, I don't think Arsenal would be able to barely squeeze by. I think they'll destroy this team. Maybe not destroy, but win. I think first leg will be 1-0 to Arsenal. Big match. There's another big match. Roma versus Shakhtar Donetsk. Roma's actually doing very well in the games, to be honest. They destroyed Braga, went to the round of 16. In the Serie A, they're doing fourth. And their squad is, in my opinion, is not so good. Their defense might be a little bad after all, but their midfield could be pretty decent enough. They have Edin Detsko, Pedro, Borja Mayorov loaned out from Real Madrid. Hendry Mkhitaryan, don't get me wrong, that guy is a very good player. I say Shakhtar, you need to watch for that guy. And Shakhtar also has some good players. Like, don't get me wrong, I watched some of Real Madrid games and they destroyed us. I don't know how they didn't get past Mönchengladbach, but they have a really good squad. Maicon, don't get me wrong, he's also very good. And also Tyson, that man is just really good. I don't know how he's doing this season, but I think he has around more than at least 4 goals. And their team is just good. It's extremely good compared to what we had in the past, obviously. And also, they also have another star. Well, not that I know of, but I think Shakhtar might win this one, to be honest. It's going to be a shocker. I think it's going to be a 2-2 tie. Now, another match. Ajax versus Young Boys. I don't know how Young Boys passed through Leverkusen, but I think Leverkusen just didn't have the guts. Ajax kind of didn't destroy, but they slipped past Lille, and that's a pretty big club in the Europa League. Ajax has some good players, especially Haller. They're that new player, the highest valued player, transfer market player in the January transfer of 2021. He's been doing very well. 5 goals and 5 assists in the Eredivisie. Sorry, I don't know how to say that. I don't know why even in the Dutch league. Anthony, that guy, he's just good. 8 goals and 8 assists. He good. David Neres, okay, that guy, he's definitely gonna be a contender to be in that right side. It's gonna be Anthony and Neres and Haller in that straight. Also, don't get me wrong. We also have Dusan Tadic. They're probably their best player, who is just the talent, extremely good. In the Eredivisie, he has 10 goals and 10 assists. In the Champions League, he only has 2 goals and 3 assists, but that's fine. The Europa League, they only play 2 matches, and he already has 1 goal and assist. Very well. Their midfield, they're stacked. They have Klaassen. Don't get me wrong, he scored an amazing header yesterday. Yesterday. Ryan Gravenberch, their future star, probably. He hasn't really done anything Europa League, but it's because of his injury. But he's going to be back. And don't get me wrong, there's also more to it. Edson Alvarez, that guy, he's very good. He's not been doing very well this season, but I think he can go do better and all that. He's a really good defender, but he plays mostly in that midfield position because he can't play that position. And the Moroccan international Mazraoui, I don't know what's going on with him. He hasn't been playing a lot, in my opinion. Like, he's been injured probably. And yeah, Taliafico. This team is good for Europa. They could win it, in my opinion, with this incredibly good defense and incredibly good attack. I think they're gonna destroy the heck out of Young Boys. I think 4-0. 4-0 Ajax. They will win.